Ram, for the intro. I appreciate it. And a big thank you to Jonathan here as well. Jonathan was one of our interns this past summer, and he had no easy task in front of him. He was the very first class to go virtual at our firm. He was part of us witnessing, he witnessed us learning how to pivot rather quickly. We usually do our internships live, and he was such a great sport along with the other interns as well, and adapting with us to go pivotal. Seems like he had a great internship with us. I know we enjoyed him and as well, and hopefully we'll get to see more of you on this call in future at Withum as well. So as Ram mentioned, my name is Theresa Richardson. I am a partner, CPA, Chief Talent Officer at WithumSmith+Brown. We go by Withum. Chief Talent Officer, so what does that mean? Basically, I oversee recruiting, learning development, HR, and coaching. Anything and everything to do with our talent, which is our people. It's our number one asset. A little bit else about me. I'm married. I have 3 children. I have twins that are 12, boy and girl twins, and I have another boy that's 13. They are very active in sports. Even though we're in the pandemic, they still manage to play a lot of sports, which is kind of cool. But I've been with the firm a little over 23 years, so that Withum was my first job out of school. So a lot has changed in the profession, even at the firm. You know, when I first started, there's maybe 75 team members. Now we're over 1,200. So we're a regional firm, and we're based heavily out of New Jersey, but we also have offices in Philly, New York, Boston, Orlando, DC, Irvine, California, India. We're all over the place. So it's fun to be on the rocket ship, you know, as the firm continues to grow. So with that said, I introduced myself. How about I'd like to hear from all of you as well. So if you don't mind, I would love to just go, I'll call out in order in the way I see you on the screen. I just want to hear a little bit about you. Tell me, you know, what year you're in school, what you're going to school for, and go from there. Ram, can you start a little bit? I don't know too much about you, if you don't mind going.
Of course. So I'm a last semester senior at FU. I'm also completing my master's or my MBA there. So I'm going to be continuing there for another year, but I'm taking a gap semester to intern at EY this spring. And I have a full-time offer from Barclays, which I'm not sure if I'm accepting it, but that's what I have lined up for me.
Congratulations. Fantastic. I always tell everybody, intern as many places as you can. You know, you know, there's no commitment on either side. I would say, you know, it's an opportunity for you to test drive a car, right? And you get to hand it back when you're done. It's the same thing. You're just test driving companies, whether it be private companies, public accounting firms, whatever it is. Try as many, figure out what you like. And there's no commitment from our side too. We're evaluating you at the same time, so there's no commitment from either side. So congratulations, keep interning and, you know, getting the best so you can make your best decision possible.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Jack Mitchell.
Yes. All right, I'm Jack Mitchell. I'm a freshman and I'm majoring in accounting.
Freshman on the call. Look at that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome to accounting. Brian.
Hello, I'm Brian. This is my last year. I'm finishing my master's in accounting, and previously I got my undergrad in accounting, and after this semester I'm starting up at EY full-time.
Congratulations. EY is a great firm.
Thank you.
Congrats. Jonathan, you know, maybe I know you introduced yourself before, but maybe for the rest of the group as well, and it doesn't hurt to hear from you again.
Hey everybody, my name is Jonathan Weitzman. I'm a senior VP of Beta Alpha Psi. Like a lot of you, I've had 3 internships completed so far, most recently wrapped up with Withum. And this summer I will be interning at EY, and then from there I'll be making my decision of where I want to work.
Fantastic. Congrats, Jonathan. Okay, is it Kevin? Nafedi?
It's Quinn Nefertiti.
Oh, Nafedi, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize if I get your names wrong.
That's okay. My name is Quinn Nefertiti, and I'm a senior accounting student at Florham campus. And I've had small, mid-size internships in public accounting, and I'm going to be an incoming summer intern for audit at Eisner Amper next year.
Oh, very nice. Yep, I know the firm very well. Congratulations. It's great. Austin.
Hi, I'm Austin. I'm a junior and I'm an accounting major with a math minor, and I want to do my 4+1 in finance.
Very good. Good luck.
Thank you.
Scott, you're welcome. Scott McGregor?
Yes, I'm a freshman. I'm
Nice.
actually a professor at the school.
Okay.
I'm one of the advisors.
Very nice. Nice to meet you, Scott.
Nice to meet you.
Anthony.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I am a graduate student studying finance, and I'm about to start an internship with Associate General next week. So,
Congratulations. Excellent.
thank you.
Deirdre.
Sorry, I can't hit the unmute. And let me just give a shout out to Anthony. Good luck. We know someone in common there.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No problem. I'm looking forward. I know you're going to do well.
Thank you.
I'm a professor, also an advisor of BAP. So these are a great bunch of students we have here today.
I see that. Thank you, Deirdre. Nice to meet you. Emma?
Hi, my name is Emma Gaffney. I'm currently a junior on the Florham campus with an accounting major and a wealth management minor. I've been a tax intern at BASF for almost a year now, and then this summer I will be with Cohn Resnick.
Congratulations. And a lot of people there. Very nice. Amanda?
Hi, I'm a senior accounting major at FDU, and I'm also doing the 4+1 program. I did a tax internship at Withum Company, and I have an internship at Cohn Resnick coming up in the spring.
Congratulations. Very nice. Brian?
I'm Brian Schnack. I'm a junior finance major with a data science minor, and I'm planning on doing a 4+1 at FDU.
Excellent. Data science, can't go wrong with that these days. Donald?
Third professor.
I'm sorry? Oh, third professor. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining us. Caitlin?
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm a sophomore at Bailey Dickinson in the Metro campus, and my major is accounting.
Very nice. Thank you, Caitlin. Stephen?
Hi, my name's Stephen. I'm a finance major with minors in wealth management and economics, and I plan on doing the 4+1 in finance.
Very nice. Good job. Dorian?
Hi, I'm a junior at the Florham campus. I'm majoring in accounting and plan on going and getting my master's in the 4+1 as well in accounting.
Very nice. Thank you. I apologize. Let's see here. Oh no, Richard Guerrero?
Yeah, that's me. I actually got in a little late to the call, so I apologize for that. But I'm an accounting major at Fairleigh Dickinson in the Metropolitan campus, and I'm also in the 4+1 program to get my master's in accounting as well. And I think I worked for PK O'Connor Davies as well this past tax season.
Very nice. Excellent. Jason?
Hello, I'm Jason. I'm an accounting major at the Madison campus. I plan to do the 4+1 program.
Very nice. Thank you. Stephen Hansen?
Oh, I answered already.
Okay, you know what? The boxes move. I apologize. Gloria?
Hello.
Hi, Gloria.
Hello. I'm sorry, I joined a few minutes late. I had another meeting for my class.
So, yeah, sorry about that, Gloria. I didn't let you know. We're just introducing ourselves and telling Theresa our majors and what grade we're in and if we have any internships or not.
Okay, thank you for explaining. So hi everyone, my name is Gloria. My major is accounting. I'm a freshman, and also we needed to say about our internship, right? Or something we had.
Yeah, sure. If you have intern experience, sure.
Oh, I still don't have any internship experience, but I hope in the future, like this year or the next year.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Best luck to you. Is it Kieber?
Oh, it's Clever.
Clever, I apologize.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. So my name is Clever. I'm currently a senior. I'm a finance major, and I plan on getting my master's degree.
Excellent. Thank you. I apologize. Aishwarya?
Hi, my name is Aishwarya.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm a junior and my major is accounting, and I plan on getting my master's in accounting by doing the 4+1 program.
Excellent. Michael?
Hi, my name is Michael Delanto. I'm an accounting major junior, and I'm currently on the internship search. I've interviewed with a bunch of companies, hoping to get some good news back soon.
Fantastic. Best wishes. Celeste?
Hi, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm actually at work right now.
We can hear you.
Okay, but I'm also a senior accounting major going for the 4+1 program, and I'm minoring in dance, and unfortunately I couldn't get an internship because of COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, COVID will do that to you. Well, thank you, Celeste. I appreciate that. I think I've got everyone. Is there anyone that didn't present? I think I've got everyone. Okay.
Jenna?
What's that?
Hi.
Oh, Jenna, there you go.
Thanks, Professor. Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm a senior accounting major, wealth management minor. I just finished up a busy season internship with CBIZ, and this upcoming busy season, I will be with the Campaign for Working Families doing low income tax, preparing them. Sorry, lost the words.
Excellent. Excellent. Congratulations. Did we miss anyone else? I think we've got everybody. Okay. So the presentation I prepared is basically how to prepare for a virtual career fair. Some of you are still, having to prepare for interviews and go to virtual online career fairs, expos, whatever it might be. So I thought it was pretty timely right now because that's what's happening on most campuses in college. What I'll do is I'll go through the presentation, and then afterwards I'm happy if you want to ask questions in between, that's fine as well. Afterwards, if you want to go into something completely different, whether it be about the profession, whether it be about Withum, whether it be about, hey, what do I do next after I've interned, or whatever it might be, I'm happy to answer any and all questions. So I just want to keep this as engaging as possible. So again, feel free to ask questions away. If there's something turns up in the chat box and I don't see it, feel free to just bring it to my attention, okay? So with that, let me share my screen here. Oh, host disabled participant screen sharing. I don't know if somebody can give me rights.
I think Ram is working.
Sorry,
on
I was
that.
muted. Yeah, I didn't mute myself. Yes, I'll give you rights right now. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, it works now. Perfect.
There we go.
Can you all see my slide?
Yes.
Withum FDU? Okay, perfect. Okay. So again, we're going to do how to prepare for a virtual career fair. So basically what you want to do is when attending a career fair virtually, right? You do want to know the firms, right? You want to register ahead of time. They allow so many different people and as many candidates in a room at a time. So you're going to want to register ahead of time, especially if you know there's a certain company, a certain firm you want to get in touch with ahead of time. So register ahead of time. You're also going to want to do your research. Research who you're very interested in. And maybe others that you're maybe not as interested in, but have a little bit of interest. So do your research, look at their websites, try to find out as much as you can. Don't just go to the main web page, but you want to go to, dive a little deeper so that when you have, if you get to the point where you can have some conversation with whoever you're speaking with at the career fair, you want to be able to have a conversation about the firm or ask questions. You'll have that knowledge behind you. Make sure your technology is ready to go. So basically, you want to make sure your camera is working. You want to make sure your camera is on. You want to make sure your speaker's working so that they can hear you. Know what you want. What are you looking for in a company? Whether it be a private company, whether it be a public accounting firm, what are you looking for? Are you looking for opportunity to do audit? Are you looking for an opportunity to do tax? Are you looking to do both? Are you looking to do consulting, advisory, finance, whatever it might be? Know what you want and look at those companies that have what you want and talk to them. Know the difference, obviously, in public accounting versus industry. I know that is a common question that will come up. A lot of times the recruiters do like to ask, well, tell me, why do you want to talk to a public accounting firm? Why not a private industry? And you just want to know the difference. Public accounting, you are working on clients all the time, external clients. That you're working on public, like what private companies, public companies, individuals. They're external, they're outside the public accounting firm. Whereas in a private or industry, you're working as part of an accounting team for that specific company, and that is it. So you just want to know the differences between those two, and there's a lot more differences that come with that as well. Know a desired location. Do they have an office where you're located? Are you willing to move? Or, so when you're looking at a company you might be interested in, look to see, maybe someone like Johnson & Johnson, it could be anybody, look to see, do they have a location in the state that you're in or close proximity to your home, or are you willing to move? So that when the recruiter asks you, hey, tell me which office location are you interested in, you should be able to rattle off which office locations you want to be part of. Okay. Any questions so far regarding this slide? Okay. Your resume. Make sure it highlights your major accomplishments. And your major accomplishments, it could be an award you won at school. It could be, you're captain of a certain team. It could be, you won an award, an academic award. It could be a gazillion things, but make sure this is your highlight reel. So make sure that you're talking about, you're highlighting what you feel is most important. Maybe it's, certain classes you took, like I heard someone say earlier, that, you have data science, the way the industry is going right now, everything's going towards data analytics. So that, taking a class in that is definitely something you want to highlight on your resume. Have your resume updated, approved, reviewed by someone ahead of time. I'm going to talk about LinkedIn in a second as well, but make sure your resume is ready to go. I can tell you there's been a number of times where I've come across a resume and it wasn't proofed. There was errors, the spelling errors. It's just, it's a turnoff right from the beginning when I review a resume. If I see a lot of errors in it, I 9 times out of 10 won't even acknowledge, like I'll push it to the side. So just make sure it's updated, reviewed, proofed, and make sure you have LinkedIn updated as well. So if you don't have an account on LinkedIn, make sure you get on LinkedIn. And what I would tell you is make sure your LinkedIn profile matches your resumes. Sometimes as recruiters, we do go to your LinkedIn profiles, and we do like to see that there's some comparison with your resume. Definitely be well versed in everything that's on your resume, because the recruiter will look at it and they will ask you questions about it. And the last thing you want to, do is have something on there that you're not familiar with. And whatever you do, do not lie. I actually came across this 2 weeks ago. Questioned something on the resume. The person had no idea what I was talking about, and it turned out it wasn't even true. It was a lie on the resume. Done. It's hard to recover from that. And be ready to share your resume virtually. So make sure you have it in, on your main, in your docs or whatever it is, on your computer. Make sure, so in the recruiter says, can you forward me your resume? You can say, okay, can I have your email? And you can forward it right away or share it right in the space that you're in. Any questions around your resume or LinkedIn?
How long would you recommend a resume be for students?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. How many what?
How long would you recommend a resume be for students?
Fantastic question. So I would say no more than 1 page. Keep it as simple as possible. Once you start getting into 2 pages, 3 pages, it's too long. We have a limited amount of time to get through a ton of resumes. So the more you can highlight your accomplishments on 1 page, get across the things you want to get across, the better. So I would not go into 2 pages if you could help it.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
I have one question.
Sure.
Do you recommend putting like a line of like your interests at the bottom, just like out of like school or work?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It makes for a good conversation piece. Number one. Number two, it shows that you have other interests. Sometimes what I'll say is sometimes on some resumes, the GPA may not be that great, and that's okay. But when we see that maybe you're working full time, that goes a long way for us. If you have interest in a certain sport or hobby or whatever, there's other reasons why your GPA might be low. So we like to look at that kind of stuff. But it also shows that you have other interests. And when I know at Withum, when we're looking to hire someone, we like to hire someone not that's just going to do the work, but is going to be well-rounded. They're going to have passions or interests that they want to take to the firm with them. So we love when we see like someone's participating on the baseball team or someone that's participating in Beta Alpha Psi, whatever it is. We love to see all that stuff. It just shows that you're doing more than just going to school. We love those well-rounded individuals. Any other questions on this one? Okay. So again, you want to be prepared for any questions that might come your way. You want to say, the question might come to you. Why? So tell me, why do you want to work here? Why do you want to work at this specific company? And you need to be able to demonstrate that. You need to be able to say, maybe it's something you heard, through a friend that had a great experience, or maybe it's just like, I always had an interest to work in a public accounting firm, or it could be a myriad of reasons why, but you just want to be prepared for the why. And where do you want to work? Why? Like, I want to work in Red Bank, New Jersey. Okay, but why? Maybe a specific area. I'm looking to work in audit, not in tax. Here's why. Someone was saying, I want to work in tax because I know that it's absolute. There's black and white, so I know that it has to come out right. There's a bunch of reasons why. There's a bunch of different answers to different questions that can be asked. Tell me something about yourself. We love to hear about the individual. Tell me something about you. It doesn't have to be school related. It doesn't have to be work related. It could be anything. Something that you think is going to stand out. You might want to just, this is your time again. Like any major highlights are going to be on your resume, but you're also going to, what would you want the person to know about you? How are you going to stand out? You want to make yourself memorable, and I'm going to go into that a little bit later as well. But it could be anything. You know what? I work at a local pharmacy right now, and I'm trying to get an internship. And I want you to know that I'm good at talking with customers, and I'm good at a register, and I'm good at the. I think it'll translate nicely in what I'm doing now into a future opportunity here at your firm. It could be anything like that. Also have insightful questions on your own to differentiate yourself. So again, be prepared, do some research, have questions ready for the person. There might be something about that company you want to know. Don't be afraid to ask. We love it when we ask candidates, so do you have any questions for us? And they're like, yes. And they run off their questions, and we're like, oh, this person did their research. They have insightful questions. But when we ask, do you have any questions? And they say, no, I think I'm good. kind of like just ends the conversation. So we want to be able to see that you've got those good communication skills. Any questions about that? Preparing for questions? Okay. Map out your event. Make sure you're in a distraction-free environment. Look, a lot of us have pets, right? So you might even want to say, hey, look, I have a dog in the room or whatever. But if you can, maybe for that time that you're going to be online, maybe the dog is not in your room. Make sure there's like nothing crazy behind you, because we do love to see people's backgrounds, but just try to make sure it's like a distraction-free environment. Consider visiting a practice firm first to get rid of some nerves. I love this point. So maybe you have a top 3 companies that you're interested in, and they're rated 1, 2, or 3. I would go to your number 2 and 3, or even 4 first before going to your number 1 choice. It allows you to get your nerves out. It's almost like you're practicing on another company before going to the one that you're very interested in. And make a list of the order you plan on visiting the firms. That talks to the second point again. Make a list of everything you want to go to, and maybe start in the middle so that by the time you get to your top couple choices, all the nerves are gone, you're confident, you're ready to talk. Trust me, it will help. Any questions around mapping out your event?
I have one. So being optimistic and COVID goes away, let's say within, I don't know, let's say if you're a freshman by the time you're a junior or senior, and FDU has their no more recruiting events. What do you think the best time is to visit with the firm of your number 1 choice? Do you think, when do you think it's most beneficial for a student to visit a recruiter, whether it's being in the beginning or visiting them at the end? Which is like the most memorable?
Oh, and I'm thinking about an event, and I remember people, I'm going to share a tip with you. I was going to save it for the end, but I'll bring it up now. Some of the most memorable things, whether it's in the beginning of the event or the end of the event, is when someone comes to me and says, I waited for today. I wanted to come see you first. This is the reasons why. I've heard all, if you can make yourself like that company is the most important thing that's ever happened that day. You want to make them feel that special. That is very memorable for us. But I will caution you, you don't want to be in another room with another group of people saying the same exact thing. You can only get away with that one time. Because you don't want to be caught and like, oh, I just heard you say that in the last room. That's not fit, but that is such a fantastic tip, and it really does. We want the candidates to be interested in us, right? We want to hear that they want to work for us and nobody else. Even though we know, you're probably interested in 3 or 4, but it doesn't really matter beginning or end, because the beginning, right? Everything's going great. If it's just about being memorable at the end of the day.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions on this one?
I have a question.
Sure.
Hi. So you've mentioned being prepared, having questions, being in a distract-free environment, etc. But do you at point any think a student could be over-prepared for an interview?
There is nothing wrong with being over-prepared. So maybe you don't use all the stuff you had planned to use, and that's okay. I would rather be over-prepared than under-prepared. The last thing you want to do is come under-prepared with no questions or not enough, not thoughtful about how you want to portray yourself. It's always better to be over-prepared.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions at this point?
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the side of the recruiter, what do you think the best qualities are to see in a student at an event like this?
Number 1 for me, communication skills. So important, whether we are live, whether we are virtual, communication is key. Emma, I can teach you how to do a tax return, and I can teach you how to do an audit. I can teach you how to do any job, but I can't teach you how to have personality and how to have those communication skills that are just so important. When we are hopefully back to normal, right? And whether, let's just say you and I are going to go to a client together, and whether we do audit or tax, we're going to be in a conference room together. I need to know that I can sit in a conference room for 8 hours with you. I need to know that you can pick up the phone and you can call a client. I need to know that, you know, while we're at a client, that you have the confidence to go and talk to a client, ask a question. So those communication skills will carry from your first job all the way through life. So I will say the number one thing I look for is communication skills.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions on this? Okay. Your elevator speech. So again, you're going to want to have something to prepare to introduce yourself and practice it. It might include your major highlights on your resume, include why or where you want to work or do an internship. And when you have it prepared, and let's just say, and that's my last point here is, let's just say you deviate from it. You're like, oh man, I forgot, I was going to say this. It's okay. You don't have to tell anyone that you were going to say something else, because the recruiter, we have no idea what you're going to say to begin with. So it's okay to have something planned, practice it over and over, so that when you do say it, it comes natural. But if you go off the rails and something else comes out, it's okay, because we didn't know what you were going to say from the beginning. And having something prepared will always translate into good conversation as well. So if you can, again, highlight different things, you know, the recruiter is looking to hear from you, but we're also looking to see if we can continue the conversation after you made that elevator speech. Talking to professionals, be professional, not robotic. You know, the last thing we want to see is, oh, hi, Miss Richardson. Like, right away, we know you're, and we know you're going to be nervous, and that's okay. But just try to be professional. Again, I can't stress this enough, try to be memorable and talk to everyone at the firms you're most interested in. So sometimes when you get into these Zoom rooms or Teams, whatever it might be, you want to talk to, so let's just say I'm going to just use Withum for an example. So let's just say there's 4 people recruiting at one event and you're very interested in Withum. You're going to want to try to talk to each one of them, because the more people you talk to at the company you're most interested in, chances are when they're done with that event, they're going to say, huh, did you see Jonathan? Did you meet him? Wow, and another person, I met him too, and I met him too, and wow, he was so personable, great communication skills. Like, it just goes a long way. But if you have only one person that you met with, it's okay if there's only one person on the line recruiting for that company. But if there's multiple, you just want to try to talk to everyone as much as possible. Wear a professional outfit. I know we're all on Zoom, but I would say, even if it mattered, I know you're going to say, well, no one can see me from the waist down. But you know what? Sometimes you might have to get up and walk out of the room while you're in there. And the last thing you want to do is stand up and be in the most comfy shorts you ever owned. So wear a professional outfit. We can see when you're dressed nicely. Demonstrate strong body language. So what you don't want to do is, what you want to do is be straight up looking at the camera. But the last thing you want to do is, I don't want to see like the top of your head or your eyeball, right? You want to be perfectly set in the middle of your screen if possible. And then demonstrate next steps and contact information. So when you're acting professional, you're involved, your shoulders are up, you're talking, ask for next steps and contact information. So tell me, what are the next steps? What can I expect to hear something from your company again? I would love to hear something, but I don't know what the next steps are. Can you share that with me? There's different ways you can ask for next steps. Any questions about talking with professionals? All right. Thank you, emails. Send the morning after email. So what you want to do is, you're welcome to send an email after the Zoom is over, or whatever technology you're using. You're welcome to send it then, or wait for the next morning and put something in that email that's going to make you memorable from the day before, right? Hey, I met you at online. We were talking about this. I don't know if you remember, but, I worked in the pharmacy and I was talking about customers, something that is going to trigger the recruiter's memory. And just keep it professional, obviously the email, and don't send the same email to everyone. So again, Jonathan, I'm going to use you as my example. So I would say to Jonathan, don't send us all the same emails, because chances are if we like Jonathan, we're like, hey, Jonathan sent me this email, and then we forward it, and someone's like, oh yeah, I got the same one. Oh yeah, I got the same one. But if you make it a little bit different, a little bit memorable for each one, like, he took the time to really think about what he wanted to say to us. Like, it just goes that much further. You might think it's a little corny, but it really does work. And don't ramble on the email. We don't read emails that are that, long. We like quick, concise emails, something that's memorable. But the long emails, unfortunately, they just get a little lost in the shuffle. I already talked about integrating yesterday's unique conversation. And again, I can't stress this enough, your goal is to be remembered. Any questions around thank you emails?
I have one real quick. So let's say a candidate that you like doesn't send a thank you email. How much of a turnoff is it?
It's not the end of the world, but to us, it shows that you're interested. When we think all things have gone well and then we don't get a thank you, it's like, maybe they weren't that interested as we thought. However, it's not a game changer. It's not the end of the world, but we've hired people that haven't sent thank you emails, but I do know that we enjoy seeing them. It just helps, again, another memory in the bank, right, in your head. So I would say if you can send an email to a company that you're interested in, just do it. Don't even think twice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question as well.
Yeah.
I've had some recruiters refer me to their LinkedIn page instead of giving me their actual contact information. So how would you go about, would you keep these same steps, or would you do anything differently if it's sending a note on LinkedIn, because it's not as professional as an email? If you could just touch on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I will tell you, I've done a few of these presentations, and I've gotten a ton of follow-up emails or messages through LinkedIn. I don't think you can go wrong either way, because you can send a message whether it's via email or LinkedIn. As long as you're reaching out to the person, I think that's all that matters.
Emma, just to add also, you can send personalized invitations. That's what I usually do as well.
I had a question real quick.
Sure.
So say a recruiter wants you to send your resume or whatever other documents. Would you send them in the same email as a thank you, or a separate email?
If they're asking you to send an email, you can, either way, it doesn't matter. So if they're asking you, yeah, please send me your resume, you can send it in an email. And then you can always follow up with an email to say, hopefully you got my if you haven't heard back from the recruiter, you can always do a follow-up email saying, hey, I hope you received my resume. Do you have any questions, any follow-up? I'm here, I can be reached at, whatever. So it does, you could do it all in one, but I'd say if you want to keep it separate, it just gives you another avenue to reach back out to the recruiter saying, just following up.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
When sending thank you emails, would you recommend actually waiting a certain amount of time? I know you said send the morning after email. So do you recommend waiting a day, maybe to also not to be robotic, but also so that the recruiter remembers who you are after you send the email? If you send it right after the interview, you might not be as memorable.
Look, I don't know what the perfect answer, I don't know if there is a perfect answer to that. But I will tell you, there's one thing that does stick in my mind. I remember going on campus at Rutgers University and interviewing someone live, and I kid you not, I don't know, it must have been 15 minutes from the time I interviewed to time, I was already in my next interview. I had already gotten a thank you email saying, it was like, thank you so much for the interview. I know this is quick, but I just want to let you know how much I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a fantastic, I'm like, I mean, the person must have ran back to their dorm to send this email, or maybe just did it on their phone too, but it was very memorable to me. And obviously I'm talking about it, so it was memorable, but whether you do it right away, whether you do it the next morning, it's the email that counts. It's the thoughtfulness behind what you're putting in the email too. So yeah. I don't know that there's a right time. I probably wouldn't wait a week, because chances are it might get lost, you might get forgotten. But whether you do it the same day or the next day, 2 days even max, I wouldn't wait no more than 2 days though.
Right. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so interviews. Firms will tell you when you can expect to hear back. So just be on, again, that's part of you asking what are next steps. If they don't tell you what next steps are, you can ask what are the next steps. Now, I don't know for Fairleigh Dickinson, I don't know, how do you guys schedule? Do you do through Handshake or is it a different platform?
We use Handshake.
You do use Handshake, okay. Most schools do, that's why I keep that in the presentation, but some do not, so I just wanted to make sure. The scheduling generally takes place through there. I will say before you go to the interview, do even more in-depth research than you did the first time. You know, our firm, we do this annual State of the Firm video, and I was in it years ago, probably like 5-6 years ago, but the video is kind of like hidden deep into our platform, into our internet. And someone came out and was like, you know, I saw your video, I saw this and this and this, and I'm like, you really had to search for it to find it. So what I'm saying, it doesn't have to be about the person that you're interviewing with, but just so that we know, and that is part of our rating scale. We do look to see how much research, like we can tell by your questions on whether you did your research or not, or if we ask you a question, especially like, you know, when someone comes back and is like, oh, you know, I saw the latest article you put out there on FASB 109, whatever it might be. And like, huh, they took a look at our website. Okay, good. We can, you know, that's a good score on your scorecard for when we interview. And then simply relax. Be you. Again, we know you're nervous, but just relax. It's okay. The most important thing is to be you and be relaxed. Conversation, communication skills, all those things we're going to be looking at. We're not looking for somebody that's going to be stiff the entire time. We want somebody who's going to feel relaxed, comfortable around us. Any questions on interviews? So I share my contact information here. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I want to say good luck to you that for those of you who don't have internships yet, are still looking, they will come. It's a guarantee. Everyone gets an internship for the most part. What I would like to do is open it up. I'm probably going to just stop sharing my screen for a second. There we go. I just want to open it up to questions, just general questions about anything in the profession, anything you guys want to learn about, something I may not have covered today. Maybe you're expecting to hear something different today. I'm happy to talk to you. Again, I've been in the profession for over 23 years. Withum's been my only job. I started as a staff accountant and I made it through partner, and I've got lots to share. I love to help people. If after today, you say to yourself, I had other questions, but I didn't want to ask in front of anyone, feel free to reach out to me. I will respond. So I'd love to open it up to anyone who has any questions.
I have something. So let's say I'm a freshman or sophomore and I don't have any experience yet. What are some ways that I can get involved with Withum?
Fantastic question. Wow, you thought I would have slipped that one to you, but I didn't. So what we have at Withum is what we call Tour Day Withum. Tour Day Withum is a leadership day. I see some of you nodding your head. It's basically a leadership day. We did that virtual for the first time as well. We love to do it live. Generally what it means is that we open up all of our offices in normal times for people to come to our offices, spend the day with us, and you get to learn about Withum. You get to learn about what it's like to sit for the CPA exam. We actually invite the AICPA to come in and do a session. And we've done it all virtual this year. So We showed a video of what the offices look like since we couldn't be live. And, you know, we have lunch, we have panels, we have panel partners come in, panel of staff that have recently interned. So that would be your first entryway, is through Tour Day Withum. Next would be through career fairs. Next would be, you know, through on-campus interviews or virtual interviews as well, on internship to full-time. So there's definitely a lot of different ways to get to know us. You're always welcome to reach out to our talent team and ask, you know, hey, when will I see Withum next? We'll right away answer, you know, hey, we're gonna be on campus this day and this day, be on the lookout for us. So yeah, there's always different ways to find us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had a question.
Sure.
Well, so what's some advice you can give on like those pre-recorded interviews where it's kind of just like you answering questions? How can you kind of stand out in those kind of interviews?
Sure. Again, being clear, clear what you're trying to say. Maybe practice ahead of time. I know, like we do have the video. We use Video Recruiter, and you know, we give everyone a few shots to practice. We know you're not you're nervous, right? So you may not get it the first time, but I would say, again, try to do as many as possible, even if it means like doing it for 4, 5, 6 different companies, just so you kind of get used to doing it. And think about what you want to come across, what's most important to you. So it's just like preparing to go to a career fair, but you're just doing a video on it.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question about pre-recorded interviews.
Sure.
Like I've done a couple so far, and I was wondering, say you guys give 3 or 4 minutes to answer a question. Would you prefer us to go closer to the time limit or be more concise and go, say, shorter and use half of the 4 minutes instead of the whole thing?
Preferably for me, and somebody else might say it differently, I prefer concise answer, clear answer, not something that's going to be dragged out or like, all right, get to the point kind of thing. I'm more about, tell me what you're thinking. I can see that you're being thoughtful about it and, you know, just getting your point across. It doesn't matter. The time limit really doesn't do anything for me. What other questions you have?
I have another one. So a lot of us are very talented and have a lot of opportunities. And obviously we can't take every single opportunity that we are offered. So what is a good way to reject an offer, but still keep an impression for a firm that hopefully in the future they'll look to you for other opportunities?
I would say, you know, just, you know, when you talk to that company, let them know that, you know, I chose this, and maybe it's the reasons why you did choose the other company over the one that you're talking to, and just being honest, but and saying like, look, I still like your company too. I'm very interested in it, but for now, I think this opportunity fits my need. If something doesn't work out, would you be open to me reaching back out to you and exploring a further opportunity with you? It's better than just shutting the door and never looking back. So I always like to say, leave the door open, leave that bridge open, so to say. So don't burn any bridges. And you know, I'd be shocked if a recruiter said, no, sorry. they know sometimes the decision isn't perfect. And so things do come, we want people to come back to us. So it's okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, would you recommend setting up like a face-to-face, maybe like a Zoom or Microsoft Teams kind of situation, or would you rather, or does it matter if it's via email? Which would you prefer?
If I had my choice, I'd probably say video, face-to-face. It means that much more, I think. But if the meeting is not able to be set up, then an email is second best. But at least you're communicating, so at least you're getting your point across. But if you could do face-to-face, if it means that, you know, back of your mind, like, I might want to come back to this company, you're going to want to leave it in the best shape possible.
Makes sense. Thank you so much.
Sure. Any other questions? Well, if there's no other questions. It's 5:23. It's not too bad. Just a few minutes before 5:30. Again, I will say, please reach out to me with any other questions. I'm happy to help you any way I can. I love to mentor people, coach, help find your way, help make decisions. I love all that stuff. So if you're unsure, even deciding between companies, firms, whatever it might be, I'm happy to help you any way I can.
Thank you so much, Theresa. This was a really great meeting. I think we got a lot of insightful information, and we had a lot of great questions and a lot of great answers.
Excellent. You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am.
Of
And
course.
a big thank you to
much.
Jonathan again. Thank you, Jonathan. Again, fantastic internship, and I thank you for inviting me today. I enjoy doing this, and I look forward to doing more.
Thank you so much. It was an honor and a privilege to have you here and speak to us today.
Thank you. All right, well, everyone, have a great rest of your night, and I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Be safe.
Thank you, Theresa.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Okay.